Hello creepy creatures, welcome back to my channel. This is take 4 on this video because I can't seem to get it to where I like it. There's something about it I don't like, so hopefully this one I'll just upload no matter what happens. Let me start off with a few things to say before I actually get to the point of the video. I have friends playing in the background because I like some kind of noise usually playing while I'm talking. It kind of just helps my brain flows better. This is a new way of filming other than the other way I just filmed my last video in. My last video was done with my tablet. This way is actually getting done with my computer. So I don't think the videoing is that great, but I'm going to see how it goes. I've been having tight chest pains, not chest pains, but tight breathing kind of lately, so I keep like yawning and like forcefully yawning too and try to get... So if I keep yawning throughout, that's kind of what it is. My hair's a little greasy right now because I haven't taken my shower yet today. This has taken a lot longer than I was hoping. I have some other chores I have to try to get done. I have no clue what time it is right now. Oh wait, I'm on a computer. There's the time. It's like 9 o'clock right now. Okay, so it's dark outside. I don't get much natural lighting, so I have a little backlight that I have over here to try to at least get the video going. Yes, so... I guess that's a little bit of all that. Let's get on point. And if you keep seeing a little ear, my puppy's right here. I'm cut on myself. I'm wearing a thing I've had for like 6 years, so it's like all torn up and I don't usually wear it out. I wear it at home. Anyways, so the point of this video. So the point of this video is Magic the Gathering. That's upside down. Magic the Gathering. So I'm going to be talking about MTG and having fun with that. So I want to start off. I'm actually think I'm going to do this in 2 parts because I don't think the camera's that good to be able to. I'm just going to kind of test right now, but well, they're backwards to each other. Okay. So like I can't really show off the card that well. I mean, I guess you can kind of see it, but you can't see the. I mean, it's a 1/1. It's really hard to read and stuff like that. So I think when I'm showing my deck, because I do plan on showing my deck, I'm going to do a second part to this video. This is going to be more of like my history of Magic. I guess I'm going to do my history of Magic, my opinion of Magic, and just about how I got into it and, you know, how I learned it and stuff like that. I get sidetracked during videos, but I think this is something that I really would like to talk about. I also plan on getting involved in a new game called Force of Will that I might do things on, but I haven't done anything with it yet, so I don't really know much what to say about it yet. This is my personal deck. My first deck I created. It has a lot of editing that was done to it. Yeah. I've been playing Magic, I think, for about 6 years now. It's not super, super long, but I think it's a decent amount of my life. So how did I get into Magic? Let's go back to the beginning. So I believe the very first moment I got introduced to Magic was my parents came home with this grocery bag full of like loose cards. So it was like literally like all over the place. I don't mess this up too much because it's my deck. So it was like there was cards all over the place in this bag, and they said they happened to find it on the ground. So I don't know what happened there, but they had this grocery bag full of cards that didn't even have boxes or anything. Like it didn't have a box. It was just the cards. So when I saw, I'll post them out. So when I saw like the cards like this, and I think there was a lot of creature cards in the bag that we got. Now knowing they were all commons and like there's lands, but there wasn't enough to really create anything. But when I saw it, it reminded me of this game I played when I was even younger. I'm pretty sure this was around this bag came into my life around 16, 17. So I was either 16 or 17 when it came in. So when I was even younger, me and my brothers had this, like, childish kind of game. They were, like, thick cards. There was thin cards, too. And in this Magic the Gathering reminded me so much of it. So I was like, okay, I'm curious. I want to get into it. So I started researching it because even at that point I had my own computer. So I started researching, trying to understand it. I watched YouTube videos on it. I tried to get all the information I could on it before I even started getting... And then I went nuts because I'm like, oh, my God, I want to play this game. So like just the beautiful pictures on the cards made me attracted to it, how it functioned, and just the competitiveness I guess of it made me really want to try it. So I went out and invested my own money in a lot of cards and a lot of fat packs. I mean, throughout a year's time, I bought about 3 boxes. Not like this one. This one's actually older than when I started buying them. Now they're kind of like a flip lid one. I just don't have a flip liddy one around me. But, I mean, now, I'll show you how to keep the magic stuff in now in a little bit. But, so I got into it and was interested in it. First, I tried to start testing out playing with my brother for about a year or so. So after researching, collecting, I was about 18 now. So after trying to play and not really knowing how to do it, the first decks we created were like, this card looks cool, this card looks cool, this creature looks cool, this creature looks cool. It was like this really chaotic deck that may have looked cool, but did not have great functionality, did not play off well with each other, and I definitely did not know how to use artifacts back then. So, now I can kick some ass. So, around 18, what I'm about to say might seem a little out of place, but it actually does belong in the story. I created a new Vampire Freaks account because I deleted all my other ones. So I decided to rejoin Vampire Freaks to try to get myself more involved in the world again. Real quick before I continue that part, where I used to buy my stuff from, I believe, was a store called Kaboom. It's now shut down, but that's where I used to buy my cards from back when I first started buying stuff. I also bought things from Target, and I also bought things from a store called Hastings. So, Hastings also had amazing tea. I love their Hardback Cafe. Anyways, they're no longer around either. So I rejoined Vampire Freaks. Why does this have anything to do with the story? Well, I started talking to this one guy on Vampire Freaks who was actually telling me how to learn more about magic, how to get involved in magic, best ways to find the groups. There's usually like Friday Night Magic or stuff like that. So he even told me sites and stuff that I didn't even know of yet. Because, I didn't know how to start my research. I just kind of went with YouTube. And I watch a lot of how to plays, not, how to get involved. And I didn't even look at how to make decks until later on. So that guy, for some reason, we stopped talking. I didn't get far with his advice or help. So then there was this other guy I started talking to, which I actually ended up meeting up with, and who, actually, it turns out, became my boyfriend, and our magic cards are now magic cards are now put together. We have decks we play every now and then. But we decided to meet up and he was going to try to teach me how to play Magic. So he tried to show me how to play with the decks he had because he knew how those worked. Because there is something to playing with a deck that you don't know how it works versus playing with a deck that you do know how it works, because you kind of know what to expect later on. So you can like if you have 2 land cards with some decks, you don't know if that's enough, and you might be screwed the whole way if that's what you get in your first draw. Or in some decks, if you know how it plays, you're like, yes, I can do this on this, because I know I have a lot of little cards. So it does help to know what your decks are, so because of that, I think that's why he picked the decks he had versus trying to mess with mine. So it was about, 2 weeks of going to Kaboom. We only went a few times, and then for some reason we stopped talking for a little bit. So I think around then is when I started finding a group on online which met up at Hastings every Friday night at Hastings to be able to play Magic. I tried this one location and they sucked. They were really insulting and did not accept new players, so that really sucked. So I wasn't able to learn. So I was a little discouraged. Following week though, I picked myself up and I went. Hi puppy. I picked myself up and I went to a new Hastings location. The people at this one was really acceptive of new people. It was awesome. They had people that were involved, or people involved in the Magic the Gathering was also the workers there, which was really nice workers, and I went to Hastings all the time for the cafe and stuff, so they kind of already knew me, so it was kind of fun. So I came in with a deck that I tried creating, so I went on the theory of, let's pick a creature and go with that, put something together, because I knew what I created before was definitely not going to play up against anyone. I based this off what I learned from what Justin did show me in his decks. Which after a month we started hanging out again and he showed me more. But during that time period I started going to Hastings. I showed up with the deck I had. They were like, this has good potential, but there's a lot of things missing in it. So the people from this Magic group, there was one guy in particular, I believe his name was Zen or something. He was married to a girl named Rose. I don't think these were real names. I think they were just alias names kind of. He actually was nice enough to help me and give me some extra cards to help my deck actually a little bit better, to understand what cards I should be having in my deck. And there was this another person named Daniel who was really helpful. He actually sat with me, because we used to play in like the cafe area, and then we started playing back in a different area. So during one time, he sat with me and he showed me literally a structure of how to create a deck, because it's supposed to be 60 cards, and I forget exactly, I wrote it down somewhere, but if I can find it, I'll do a video on how to create a Magic the Gathering deck. I think that'd be awesome. I will also do an unboxing of a Magic the Gathering Fat Pack. That would be an awesome video. And just kind of, Magic the Gathering organizing cards video. Show and tell of some of the decks and cards I have. But connected to this video, I'm only going to be showing and telling my personal deck that I have for myself, which will be fun in a little bit. So yeah, Daniel sat with me, like we were having tea, and he sat with me and he showed me the structure of how to put together a deck. So he used what I already had, and was even saying, this is a good card, then you can have up to 4 cards in your deck that are this card. So I'm kind of like, okay, and like I did that a lot. So I created my deck. But I mean, now I don't have like that as much. There's quite a few in there that's like doubles, because they are good cards, they're very helpful. So at that point, that deck so I came in with a rough draft of the deck. He showed me how to actually create the deck. So then there was rough draft number 2. Then Zin came in and started helping me and giving me cards. So it came to about 3 more drafts. And then at like number 5, it finally got to the point that it started to be able to kick some ass. And this was me going out and buying certain cards too that I loved with the deck. Now, I love to play certain creature cards decks, like, all vampires or all this or all that. And I'm working on an all vampire one, actually, because I like cards that really help each others, because there are like ones where like there's a Minotaur card that's like all Minotaurs you get trampled or something like that. So it's cool to kind of be able to play off that. So I personally like to develop decks in that way. The creatures are one thing that I really like to do too, so I was working on a human deck, but now personally, because I like darker things, my original favorite deck type was Swamp. But it turned out, because of the way I play better with Forest, because it does make a difference. At least that's what it did for me. It makes a difference on whether you play with plains, mountains, swamps, forests. Which one actually works better for you. It makes a huge difference. You can like one, but you may not play the way that one needs to be played. And I'm not a brutal attacker like the Swamps one. Because the Swamps, you kind of have to, there's a lot like instant kills or redo or wipe the boards. And like, you have to be a brutal player. And I'm not exactly brutal. I'm a nice one. So after them showing me how to create the decks, I ended up hanging out with my as-of-now boyfriend with his friends, and they were into Magic too, so we decided to try Magic the Gathering together, and the first time was kind of awkward. It was more of, I didn't talk much, because I wasn't very socialized yet. I didn't talk much, so Justin kind of talked for me. It was basically him and his friend playing, and the 2 girlfriends just kind of sat there as support. As time went on, though, I started actually playing, and I got to the point where I was able to play my deck, because I knew how my deck worked, and I kicked their ass. They were shocked. It was so much fun, because my deck played out amazingly. So that's another thing. It sucks when your deck does not play out the way you want, because if you have 2 amazingly played out decks, you have to really think to yourself which one's going to, trump the other. Because we have a Death Touch deck, an Angel deck, we have like a human deck and a vampire deck, and, different ones work with different ones. Also, I learned how to play, I forget what it's called, Two-Headed Beast, I believe? I might be wrong on that. Anyway, I learned how to play the one where you play together, and I forget if I said it in this video, I've kind of had like a year of dry spell with Magic, so some of my instant recalling knowledge on it is like, ooh. So I'm going to refresh myself in some of the terms and stuff and try to say it correctly. But right now, if I'm messing up a little bit, this is more of how I got into it and stuff like that. I still love Magic the Gathering. I think it's such a fun game to play. When I first found it, it was so cool. The art on the cards is beautiful. I love the structure of how you do it. You have to think really hard on it. And it's always fun when you try out a new deck, because you have to work on it. So it's a lot of development. So by the time you can kick someone's ass in a deck, it becomes a very a very good accomplishment, because it's like, you know what? I did this. I created this. Your ass is grass. It's awesome. So I'm definitely happy I came across Magic and I got into it. It's a lot of fun. I want to find more people to play with. I'm hoping to actually start a group with that, and if I do that, I might do little videos on that if I can, as long as everyone else in the group is okay with it. So, but yeah, after my deck got created, so what ended up happening is I kept going to the Magic the Gathering for a while, you know, playing. One of my least favorite to play again was like the Mulligan and Burn decks, and then like showing more, and then they started doing little tournament nights, and then Hastings got shut down. So, and for reasons I couldn't even go to the first or the last few anyways, because like there was drama going on in my family. I was working on move out. There was so much shit going on during that time period. So there was like, you know, 3 to 6 months I couldn't do anything for a while. Like nothing to do with Magic. It was about getting out, recovering from certain things, and just working on myself. And then by the time I was able to start going again, Hastings shut down. It was bye. And like right before it shut down anyways, I was able to go to like maybe one before it ended, and it became a very much young kid oriented thing, so it wasn't the type of fun thing I liked, because I like to play against other people who are okay. If you like, oh damn it, and like you get emotional in the game, you can't do that with kids, and I'm sorry, but you can't. So I prefer playing with other people. So when they got shut down, they said they were going to move it over to a store called Noble Collectibles, which back when I first got in was more of a comic-oriented place. Now it's more of a card-oriented place. So I kept trying to meet up with them, and for some reason they said, oh, we don't do that. So it's like, that never happened. So I don't know what happened to any of the people I used to play with. I don't know how everyone's doing. I don't know any of that. That's just a group that kind of lost track and fell apart. So that's where that ends. It's as simple as that. From there, it's been just me and my boyfriend playing, and sometimes we used to play with his friends, but then when his friends got a divorce, we don't play with them anymore. So that's kind of what happened there. We kind of don't hang out with them as much anymore. So yeah, it's just me and my boyfriend every now and then playing. Right now in time, he's more obsessed with he's more into trying to build another deck versus playing. So once he gets the deck put together, we're going to test it out and play. Now, so we're down to the now again time. So we have a huge chest full of Magic. Now I know there's people that have a lot more than us. Our playable cards, which is not that much yet because we kind of tore apart a lot, actually has been inside of this little bag. It looks like a little like dirty ass army bag. And then we have like, let's see what's inside here. Ooh. So these are how we section off. Now, so these are non-finished decks actually. These are first to third draft decks, and I wrote them awesome. So this is a wolf one that's getting created. That's an elf. Human. This is a lot more of my type of thing. I believe this is one he's working on, so I don't actually know what it is. I believe this is another one he's actually working on, so I don't know what it is. And then this is the beast deck. So like, which the boxes are kind of cool too, because like, yeah. So that's kind of how we do that. So these decks need to be worked on, which I actually might end up doing later, since I'm talking about Magic. And then, yeah, we just stick them inside this bag. Easy to carry. Great to take with you, because one of my favorite things is to take some Magic cards out and go to Satellite and play some games. I used to have a friend who played Magic, but don't do it really anymore. And then the dice. There's a puppy right here. I would show, not sure where it is. So I actually I haven't made them in a while, but I actually make big dice. They're not the best yet. I'm still working on developing how to make them better. So I make huge 20-sided dice that I do plan on like decorating and making look a little nicer. The one I made last got a little smeared, and I gave it to my boyfriend. Try to see if I see it somewhere. I don't see it. So I have no clue where it is, so I can't show it right now. Another one I have is like a half of one, and then so I'll start making those again, and then I can show and tell those for people who play, because they're kind of cool to have this big one. And another thing we have that's more of our now playing decks is this thing. So this is my deck that I'll be sharing in a minute, which is awesome because it literally just closes down, and I love this case. It's awesome. Got it for Christmas about 2 years ago, so that's great. I'm so behind on my chores today, but yeah, so that's kind of like some of that. I can't really bring the chest up here to show you, so hopefully when I get a camera, I can actually camera around and show you some more things, but that's kind of how I got into Magic. That's kind of how I am where I am now in Magic. But yeah, and I lost track of my words. Some interesting facts though is like on Etsy you can get kind of fake made cards, and there was one on there that was the cat. It was called the damn cat. Let me see if I can actually get my. Okay, I'm not sure if I got cut off there because I kind of paused a little too early. I'm gonna grab my phone and then come right back. All right, so I grabbed my phone. My shirt's up. Sorry. So I'm trying to find this one that I think is really funny. Okay, I should have looked this up before I started back. But, so, I mean, I think Magic the Gathering is awesome. It's so much fun and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you with my phone. So hard to see. It's so bright. Let's see if dimming this will work. Okay, so there's kind of a visual point of what the card looked like. Sorry, my camera still sucks, but I can't exactly show you the card when I'm using my phone, so yeah. So it's a brighter version. And it says, the goddamn cat. Costs 3 swamps. It's a common. Enchantment. It's an enchantment card. When any player leaves the table for any amount of time, the goddamn cat destroys everything on the battlefield. Like, it's a funny card. And, like, you can get all kinds of funny cards. There's, like, joke decks you can kind of create and stuff like that. So it's... Even if you don't want to play the serious way, I think there's something for everybody in Magic the Gathering. So, if you haven't played, I think it's definitely worth giving it a shot. If it's not your type of thing, then whatever. I think it's a lot of fun. It's rewarding to finish a deck, especially when it plays out. The card decorations are so beautiful and unique and very... I'd love if I can sometime create my own. I don't have enough confidence yet, so if I do, I won't show it for a while. But the art's beautiful. The way it's laid out, it's very easy to follow once you start getting the hang of it, in my opinion. It may not be good the first few times, and it's going to be discouraging when you're new because you don't know how to do it, and people are playing with decks that they know. So, it's definitely a game worth playing, and I think it's a lot of fun. So, I'm not sure which video is going to get uploaded first. I'm going to go ahead and do my card video with this lovely device in my hand. But anyways, if you enjoyed a video that's like this, you know, talking about how I got into things, a little bit more stuff that I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. Stick around for more videos coming up. This channel is more oriented around my life and living my life, so you're going to be getting a lot more things that are me. In the future, I might actually end up creating separate channels for the aspects of my life that need more pinpointing out. But that's for another video and another discussion another time. So, if you did like this video, like I said, hit that subscribe button, you know, hit that like button, do all those things, stick around for more of crazy me. Either way, thank you for stopping by and watching my video. Hope everyone's having a great day or night. Bye.